Hello everyone, as I told you in the first video, today we will solve some selected problems about motion and its types based on its fundamental concepts. Therefore, I will encourage you to stay with me until the end of this video. So, are you ready to solve some selected problems? Here we go. Students, now it is time to solve some selected problems about motion and its types. And I prepared 7 interesting problems to you, and we will solve them together. And at the end of this video, I will give you top 3 self-test questions. Therefore, if you are ready, let us start from the first question. So, as you observe from the screen, the first question stated that assume you are sitting on a horse and the horse is moving at a certain speed. Are you at rest or in motion? Discuss it by taking 2 frames of reference, the horse itself and some fixed point on the ground. Students, as you observe from the given figure, if your frame of reference is taken to be the horse, your position is not changing with respect to the horse, and you are said to be at rest with respect to the horse. However, if your frame of reference is taken to be a point on the ground, it's obviously your position is changing with respect to the point, and you are said to be in motion with respect to it. And the second question tells us, differentiate between rectilinear and curvilinear motion. Students, as we have seen in the first video, rectilinear motion is the motion of an object that moves along a straight line path, and it is an example of motion in one dimension. Therefore, as you observe from the given figure, the car is moving along a straight level road. As a result, its motion is said to be rectilinear motion, while curvilinear motion is the motion of an object that moves along a curved path, and it is an example of motion in 2 dimensions. And in this case, we can use the motion of the Earth around the Sun is a good example of curvilinear motion. Students, you can observe from the given figure, our planet Earth moves or rotates around the Sun. Remember, our planet Earth takes or loses 365 days to make one full cycle around the Sun. And the third question tells us, a car moving on a straight road is blank. A. Curvilinear motion. B. Rectilinear motion. C. Periodic motion. And D. Rotational motion. Students, as we observe from the given picture, the car is moving on a straight road and it follows a straight line path. As a result, the car have one direction. As a result, its motion is rectilinear. Therefore, if the car moving on a straight level road, its motion is said to be rectilinear. So the answer should be choice B. Remember, here periodic motion it's a motion that repeats itself at regular intervals, or periodic motion it's a motion that repeats itself in equal interval of time. And we can see the motion of simple pendulum is a good example of periodic motion. That means the given bob or the motion of pendulum repeats itself at a regular interval of time. And the fourth question says, a swaying branch of a tree is rectilinear or curvilinear motion? As you observe from the given picture, in swaying branch of a tree, the tree moves back and forth along the same line of action. Therefore, this kind of motion of the tree is said to be vibratory. Since the tree moves back and forth, its motion is horizontal, and the motion have one direction. As a result, a swaying branch of a tree is called rectilinear motion. And question number 5, here it is. A ball rolling on the ground in a straight line has blank. A. Rectilinear motion. B. Rectilinear and rotational motion. C. Rectilinear and curvilinear motion. And D. Rectilinear and periodic motion. Students, in the motion of the ball rolling on the ground, two types of motion will induced or produced at the same time or simultaneously. The first type is rectilinear motion, and this is due to a continuous change in the position of the ball with respect to a fixed point. And second one is rotational motion, and this is occurred due to the motion of the ball with respect to its axis. Therefore, a ball rolling on the ground in a straight line has both rectilinear and rotational motion. So, the answer should be choice B. And question number 6, it says, give at least 3 examples of motion. So the following are some examples of motion. The first one is walking. The second one is running. And the third one is the flow of air in and out of our lungs. Students, you can use your own example to answer the given question. And these are my own example. And the last but not the least question for this period is given as follow. Classify the following into different types of motion. A. The motion of man on a straight road. B. The motion of wheels of a moving car. C. The motion of a vertically falling stone. D. Earth's motion around the sun. E. Earth's motion about its own axis. And letter F. Back and forth motion of a pendulum. Students, so now let's try to observe individually or turn by turn. Therefore, let us start from the first one. That means from A. And as you observe before, A says the motion of man on a straight road. Students, look at the given picture on the screen. As we observe from the given picture, the man moves on a straight road and he follows a straight line path. Therefore, the motion of man on a straight road is rectilinear motion. That's great. And now let us proceed on the second one, letter B. And letter B says the motion of wheels of a moving car. Therefore, the wheels of a moving car exhibit rotational motion as well as translational or one-dimensional motion. It not only rotates around its axis, but also translates in a straight line and move forward. Therefore, the motion of wheels of a moving car is rotational and translational motion. And the next one is letter C. And as you observe before, letter C says the motion of a vertically falling stone. Therefore, when a stone falls down from a certain height above the ground, it will follow a vertically straight line path. Therefore, the motion of a vertically falling stone is an example of rectilinear motion. And the other one is letter D, Earth's motion around the sun. Here we have a figure which shows the rotation of the Earth around the sun. 4. The motion of our planet Earth around the sun is an example of both curvilinear and periodic motion, because it follows a curved path and keeps its own orbit during its motion around the sun. And its motion around the sun repeats itself after every 365 days or a year. Therefore, Earth's motion around the sun is an example of curvilinear and periodic motion. And the other one is letter E. It says Earth's motion about its own axis. Students, as we have seen from our first video lesson, the rotation of the Earth about its own axis is a good example of rotary motion. Therefore, here we will have a chance to observe the rotation of the Earth about its axis. Therefore, the movement of the Earth about its axis is called rotation or rotary motion. And the Earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. Therefore, Earth's motion about its own axis is an example of rotary motion. The last but not the least question is letter F, and which stated that back and forth motion of a pendulum. Students, as you observe from the given picture and as you remember we have seen that in our first video lesson, the back and forth motion of the object is known as vibratory or oscillatory motion. Therefore, the back and forth motion of a pendulum is a type of oscillatory or vibratory motion. Students, as I told you at the beginning, now let me give you the top 3 self-test questions and try to answer by yourself. As you observe from the given, first question is stated that what is motion? A. The change in velocity of an object over time. B. The change in position of an object over time. C. The speed of an object over time. D. An object that has no change in position over time. And second question is, assume you are sitting inside a train and the train is moving at a speed of 200 km per hour. Roman number 1. Are you at rest or in motion? Roman number 2. What will be your speed? Discuss it by taking 2 frames of reference. They are the train itself and some fixed point on the ground. And the last question is question number 3. It says, differentiate between rotational motion and periodic motion and give 2 examples for each. Students, how do you get today's discussion? I hope you get something very important about the concept of motion and its types. And if you have any question or suggestion related with this video, you can write it on the comment section and share this video for your friends, classmates and others. And remember, in the next video, we will proceed our discussion about the concept of uniform motion, and we will see the concept of distance, displacement, speed and velocity of a moving body. Thank you for watching.